is where there are speakers on innovation. And, it becomes one of these weird and mystical words. Everybody's wondering, what the heck can I do in terms of who I am and my role and my responsibility? And I find there's so much confusion about innovation because a lot of folks hear the word innovation and they think it's for someone like the late Steve Jobs, somebody who designs really cool technology which changes the world. And, it's difficult for us to comprehend, well, how can I be responsible for innovation? And to me, innovation is much more than just new product development. Look, I went on this U.S. business show on CNBC called The Business of Innovation with Maria Bartiromo. I thought it was going to be a nice interview show. They'd sit me down on a couch. Jim, tell me about some of your clients, ESPN, Disney, their secrets of innovation success. It turned into one of these weird American talk shows where everybody's screaming at everybody else. It was really bizarre. But I managed to get my 2 cents worth in. And my 2 cents was that, to me, innovation is not just the development of new products. It is an organization where the leadership team and everybody in the organization is continually asking themselves 3 questions. What can I do to run this business better? What can I do to grow this business? And what can I do to transform this business? Think about the context of accelerating trends in the reality of these 3 issues. What can I do to run this business better? How can I continue to implement IT, sophisticated contact management services, customer support technologies? There's no shortage of opportunities to take cost out of the business, to become more efficient, to become more streamlined, to run the business better. How can I utilize advanced technologies to reach out to my customers, to draw in new revenue? How can I innovate in the context of new product development, new services? How can I reinvent myself on a continual basis to grow the business? But most importantly, how do I transform my business? If I know my business model is not going to survive, if I know it's going to be subjected to absolutely dramatic change, how do I innovate in the context of the trends which are coming at me with furious speed to turn that into opportunity? And that is where I'm spending so much time with so many organizations. And what I want to do is I want to put in perspective a variety of these trends. I want to take you on a tour of 20 trends. I'm going to talk a little bit about my clients. I'm going to talk a little bit about the organizations who have had me in. I don't do this to boast. Canadians are really funny. Canadians don't like people who talk about their success. And I'll get evaluations from you. Jim talked too much about his clients and the work he does. And I don't do this in order to boast. Trust me, I have no reason to boast. I do this to put in perspective the issues that CEOs around the world are struggling with, to deal with a world in which the future belongs to those who are fast. Number one, I think we live in an absolutely magical period of time. I equate today to 1993, when the World Wide Web first appeared, and everybody sat back and went, wow, there's something big going on here. All of a sudden, there is a platform on which we can innovate. All of a sudden, there is this functional, transformational world occurring around me in which I can do so much. And that's where we are today, because there are so many trends coming together all at once. It is absolutely staggering. Artificial intelligence, 3D printing, the Internet of Things, virtual reality, augmented reality. There is so much coming together with so much speed. All of these trends are accelerating at such a degree that we are now talking about stuff which we were barely talking about 5 years ago. Think about how quickly self-driving cars, electric vehicles have become a thing. You see what GM announced yesterday? They expect to be fully electric by the year 2023. We are in a situation in which Mercedes is going to spend $10 billion to try to keep up with Tesla Motors. We are in a situation in which the reality of self-driving cars is coming at us with staggering speed. I was speaking in Phoenix at a trucking conference, and the CEO of the American Trucking Association was on stage before. He said, I used to think self-driving trucks were 25 years away. I now think they are 5 years away or less. Because there is such an acceleration of the technology and the capabilities, the infrastructure, the ideas behind this disruptive change. Everywhere we go, we see absolute massive transformation in terms of the speed and scope of these trends. I was down in Huntington Beach, California, a couple of weeks ago. 500 utility executives in the room, speaking about how quickly the grid is transforming, speaking about how quickly energy generation is undergoing a fundamental change. And we are accelerating so quickly that grid parity, the ability to generate energy from solar, wind, and other non-carbon sources in a manner by which it is less than the cost of doing so via carbon. Grid parity is happening faster than we think. We live in a period of time that I think 10, 20 years from now, we're going to sit back and we're going to look at 2016, 2017, 2018 and go, whoa, that's when it all happened. That's when it all really started coming together. And what are you going to do to take advantage of these opportunities? Are you going to watch them go by and sit back a few years from now and go, whoa, how did that happen? When did that happen? Nobody told me that was coming. Nobody let me know that we were living in a transformative time. You know what is happening? Technology is at the heart of this story. Every single industry, every single company is becoming a software industry in which their future is being defined by software. Think about what is happening in the auto insurance industry. Think about what happens when we put a GPS device in a car. Think about what happens here. All of a sudden I can monitor your driving behavior based on whether you're stopping at stop signs, are you accelerating too much, are you speeding, are you showing good driving behavior? If so, I will give you a rebate in your insurance. I will give you a discounted rate. And all of a sudden the future of the insurance industry is being dictated by technology and software. And all of a sudden insurance companies have to innovate a lot faster. And all of a sudden their business model changes because we are no longer looking back in time at past driving behavior. We're looking at you in real time. And think about what happens in a world in which we've got medical tricorders. And rather than underwriting Jim Carroll's life insurance policy based on a blood test, let's underwrite them based on real-time analytical information. I'm dealing with life insurance companies in which we're having discussions that we are transitioning the world of actuarial science from a world of looking back to a world of real time. Life insurance companies